That's the track heading over there. A good section of the old pack track. It's quite clear the cutting on the side of the hillside for the pack track to make its way through here. This is the old track that took you from the Waikato to the Bay of Plenty back in the Land Wars time. There's a track running through there. It's all cut away from the hillside. Just made my way through here. A little bit of damage has been dropped down off the bank above the track and dropped down across here. So a little bit of a tight squeeze getting through there, and then coming around to here. This lovely little spot on the track. Nice to get back here again. Comfortable clearing and looking out over the Waikato Basin from Mount Tuahu, looking west. Very hazy out on the horizon, and down in the centre of the screen is the Kalani Lakes, which is a separate walk in itself to get there, and then coming around to peaks of the north-south track and down to Moto Tapu, and there's jagged peaks here that have been across before and shared some photos of. Quite an interesting walk heading south down the north-south track there. And yeah, so that's where I'm heading, up to that gap up there, to the junction of the north-south track. Alright, it's time to head north now on the Tuahu track. Bit of open ground through here which is covered in kiki. Yeah, it's quite an interesting little track coming up through here. The farmland used to come all the way up to this ridge line of the Kaimais. There's still the remnants of an old fence line, farming fence line up along this ridge line here, so I might take a photograph of that on the way through. Just stopping here for some views on one of the old farm clearings along the ridge line here. So quite a bit above the Waikato Basin, and there used to be some farming happening up here. Don't know how successful it was or how long it lasted though. Well, I'm just looking north to where I'm going for my lunch today. So just on that little rise in the background is Baldy Peak, and that's where I'm going to have my turnaround point. It's a little bit of a confusing little jumble of tracks up through here, and twist and turn around quite a bit. It's quite an interesting area to walk through. I just dropped out of another little clearing, an old farm clearing, and here's an old waratah from generations ago, from when this was farming here. So there is some old fencing along here with number 8 wire as well. There's another waratah there, so I might pick up some more signs of the old fence line shortly. Well, this is looking a lot more historic. This is part of the old fence line here, up on top of the ridge line. So I don't know when this stopped being farmed, but it's been conservation estate since about 1975. There was a big area north of here, that's Cashmore's clearing, that was farmed for quite some time, and there used to be a dock hunt up there, hunter's hut up there. So this is a little bit of a taste of the history of the Kaimais. There's all different types of history up in this forest park, from logging, curry logging, to mining, and obviously agricultural as well, way up on the ridge line. Oh, well, there's another little clearing on the way north, on the north-south track. So just sort of stop here, take a little video clip, have a drink of water. And it's actually really, really hot today. It's quite nice to have a little bit of a breeze in the background, just to cool things down a bit. So this is what we're sort of going in and out of. more forest, regenerated forest than farmland now. Well, that's quite interesting. Well, this is my next track junction. So I'm at junction, one of the junctions on the old north-south route, and I'm going to head up to the peak just up here and get a view looking down onto the Bay of Plenty and Mount Maunganui, and then come back down to Kahia Hut, and I'll go and have my pop-up cafe there. So I'm looking forward to getting this view up here. I haven't been up here for quite some time now, so the track deteriorates a little bit up here, but we'll see how it goes. Might have been some storm damage from last week, I'll find out soon. Well, I'm almost at my viewing point for today's hike. It's a bit breezy up here, hopefully you can hear what I'm saying, but I'll give it a go anyway. Here's one of my favourite rocks in the Kaimais, and I like to think of the cup markings in there like you find on the prehistoric rocks in Scotland that have been put up by our ancestors. There's a bit of an interesting feature on this rock. And then from here, south down the Kaimai Range, it's a bit hazy over the Bay of Plenty from here, but on a clear day you get a really nice view looking all the way over to the mount. I can see the mountain with my naked eye, but on the camera it's probably not that great. But that's the big view from up here. I think on a crispy winter's day it'll be a marvellous view over the bay. But this is what it is today. A bit breezy, muggy, has been very warm, but I've had to put a coat on getting up here to the viewing point now. It's quite a nice environment up here. Got the daffodil trees here. In the distance here you've got the mountain cedars, and down here, which I find is quite interesting, this big lump of basalt, and it appears to have cast ridge lines in it. Very unusual, very rare, so this is quite interesting to see. I just ducked in behind this rock to get out of the way of the breeze, just so you might hear what I'm saying. But yeah, just got my viewing point. This has been called Baldy Peak. That's Tangatu over there, which doesn't have a track going up to it. And behind that is Mount Te Araha. And Te Araha looks like it's got a bit of a fresh slip on the south face of it, so I don't know what's happened there. Don't know if that's new or not. And looking down on some of the old farmland down here, which is growing, it's been left to go wild now. It's quite nice having an open view here. The breeze is picking up a bit, so I don't know if you're going to hear me saying this, but it's looking out onto the Hauraki Plains, Waikato Basin. Very heat hazy out there. It's very hot walking up here and getting up into the breeze. Just cools the sweat off straight away, so I need to put a windbreaker on just to stop my temperature dropping down too fast. Anyway, this is my little turnaround point. I'm going to head down to the hut. I'm going to get my gas cooker out, have a cup of coffee and some lunch. Head down there now. I thought before I shoot into the hut and go and have my lunch, I'll come out to the helicopter pad. And this clearing's got some nice views looking back up towards Baldy Peak, where I've just come down from. Not quite seeing the top of it, but that's where you go. And just around here you've got some remnant remu from before they survived the clearing for farmland up here, so they're quite nice, isolated group of remu. Well, Ken's pop-up cafe now, and just sitting outside to Kahia Hut. So this hut was built around about 1980, a donation by the Kiwians from Tauranga. So yeah, so I'll have a nice little bit of a break here. I've got a nice cheese and salad coleslaw sandwich, fresh apple, and some of Sally's zucchini and date and walnut loaf, which will be absolutely delicious with a cup of cappuccino. I'm going to take a look inside the hut and give you a bit of a view in there as well. This is a tidy little wood burner there. I was a bit wrong with the date that this was constructed. It was 1978 by the Kiwians Club of Otamotai. And pretty standard sort of backcountry hut. Cooking area there. Massive big bench table there for eating at. And the bunk system there. Someone's obviously a bit sparring with the paint when they decided to paint over all the dark timber in here. And only got so much paint on the walls. But it does lighten it up a little bit, because it used to be very, very dark in here. Anyway, I'll go and have my lunch at my pop-up cafe. Oh well, I'm back on the Tuahu track now. I'm heading back down to Waikato Road. I thought I'd do this little bit of a film clip because the sun's actually showing up the peaks a lot nicer now, especially that peak. I think that's Calvary, and it's still a beautiful day. Slightly breezy, but very warm. It's been a great day. It's been a little bit longer because I've been stopping to take video clips through the day. But that's it. It's been a great day. I'll head back down the road now. I'll grab my bike and ride back down the road. It's the last little view before I get going. And just done the forestry section and access road on my bike. And got through a herd of juvenile cattle. And yeah, they're quite pleasant. They ran for a little while and went into a bit of a siding, and I managed to get past them alright. So this is the, yeah, it's looking very nice. Nice getting this view in this afternoon before I get going.